could not believe Alethea's words. Then she showed me the truth. The god of war would bring down the very walls of Olympus.
Look what you have wrought! Everything is dying because of you!
Have you not heard of Icarus?
Since you killed my son Ares.
That day, Zeus became the fiend you now know.
I do not seek to destroy Olympus. Only Zeus.
Zeus is Olympus. God after God will deny you, Kratos.
If all on Olympus will deny me my vengeance, then all on Olympus will die.
The sun is gone. The ocean swallowed the land. Disease infects what remains.
Death of Olympus means the death of us all.
To destroy the king of the gods, you must seek the source of his strength.
Pandora's box.
The power to kill the gods still rests inside.
You once sacrificed yourself to save Zeus, and now you seek to destroy him.
My sacrifice has brought me to a higher existence.
You think this garden is not protected? Your brute strength may have bested Hercules, but your simple mind will never find a way out.
How can I recover the box?
With its namesake, Kratos.
Tell me where you are!
The labyrinth!
The oracle had foretold the demise of the Olympian gods. She saw that it would be brought about not by the hands of Titans, who thirsted for revenge, but by the hands of a mortal, a marked warrior.
Fear of you consumes him.
My son, stay away from this thing!
You coward!
A coward who kills his own kid.
You destroy all you touch!
A simple child will not trouble me, Athena.
Good luck with that little whore you call Pandora.
Pandora! Please, spare me.
Welcome back to more Let's Play God of War 3. Last time, Hera's dead. The world's more effed up than it already was. This time, we continue our quest to Pandora. We're almost back to the labyrinth. We have to go back inside of Mount Olympus, access the caverns within there, and from there we will be able to access the labyrinth. So, hooray for us. We're almost there. We will be reaching the labyrinth at the very end of this episode. And next time, it's going to be us exclusively inside the labyrinth the entire time. So, we're almost there. It's almost time for Revenge O'Clock. In the meantime, though, some red orb chests to start us off. Some magic, some health, all of that good stuff to get us going. We are knee deep in the slowdown section of the game, where again, after Kronos and Hephaestus are killed, we really just slow things down for a while. Hera is the last god that we encounter before we encounter Zeus at the very end of the game. Spoiler alert, we're going to encounter Zeus at the very end of the game. To make up for that, however, we have this whole section inside of the caverns where we will be encountering scorpions. Lots and lots of scorpions. The God of War wiki calls these scorpions with a K instead of a C. So, scorpions with a K. We are going to be coming across a lot of them. This whole cavern is infested with them, and it's going to lead to one of the most... how do I describe it? One of the most annoying boss battles I've ever had to practice getting ready for. In this playthrough, you're going to see me do this boss battle in one try. The boss battle that's coming up in this video. But in my practice, this took me well over the 50 tries it took me to get through that final regular battle in God of War Ghost of Sparta. This upcoming boss is outrageous, and I cannot believe I did this in one try for the official recording. It was nuts that it happened at all. I truly cannot believe that it was a one try thing. We'll get to it. It's a very involved boss fight with a lot of moving parts that are involved. But before that, we have a whole bunch of exploring to do. this scorpion thing that we're going to fight isn't a god, but it is a boss, and as such, we are going to start getting some minor buildup. It's not the same as the buildup that we got to previous boss fights in God of War 3, but we're going to begin some minor buildup and some minor bits and pieces of hype to get us excited for our next boss battle. Before that, though, we have another stop-and-go section. This one is longer than the Path of Eos, so I can complain about this a little bit more. The fact that we have to keep stopping with the Head of Helios to light the way for us. Not here, obviously, because we have this nice straight path without any enemies. But anytime there's any objects to break or enemies that pop up, we always have to stop and do the flash, and then fight in the dark, and then get the Head of Helios out. It's necessary for how the Head of Helios works, obviously, but I would much prefer that we didn't have to keep stopping every time. And obviously, if you already know the path by heart and don't care about breaking vases or anything, then, you know, and already know for a fact there's no secret chests here because there aren't any secret chests here, then, you know, you can just enjoy yourself and just fight and run around in the dark. But I was not super aware of this area because as much as I like God of War 3, I don't play it nearly as much as I do the other ones. I play God of War 2 and 1 more, even though mechanically speaking 3 is the best one, and I stand by that. 3 is mechanically the best one. I don't play it nearly enough, though. I really should. 3 is so much fun to actually play, even with my quibbles of pacing and story. In terms of the raw gameplay experience, 3 is the most fun of all of them. And I don't play it nearly as much as I do the other ones. Therefore, I should, I think. Daedalus's notes. Here's a big old cutscene.
Gift of Hades, the liquid fire. That is what is first. Next, I will take the gift of Boreas, the ice stone. That will give me the power to bring my son back to me.
So that voice belongs to Daedalus. We will be meeting Daedalus by video's end, the father of Icarus. Before that, though, we have an encounter with more throwback Cyclopes from God of War 1. Again, as discussed in part 7? Part 6. As discussed in Part 6, they fight exactly as they did in God of War 1. You can check out the God of War 1 Let's Play if you want to see more of what they're all about in action. In God of War 3, they can be very easily stun-locked with square, triangle. If there's more than one, however, then it's more difficult to do that if they're not like clumped together and you can't guarantee that you can get off the square, triangle combo before one of them attacks you. Then you just want to keep your distance and use the Bow of Apollo, as I am doing. Speeding things up because we've already seen how to fight these guys, both in God of War 1 and in this game, so no real point to showing the full battle here. I messed up the QTE. Whoops. Whoopsies. Once we kill one of these God of War 1 Cyclopes, a Cyclops Berserker is going to show up, so let's go ahead and kill this guy. There we go. And there we go. Here we go. Here he comes, the Cyclops Berserker. You want to do everything possible to get the Cyclops Berserker to QTE kill range immediately. Using the Army of Sparta a couple of times with fully powered Blades of Exile should do the trick. Even in Chaos mode, at this point, you do the quick QTE, and you use the Cyclops Berserker, the only one in this battle, to do some major damage to all the other God of War 1 Cyclopes. Try to kill as many of them as possible with the Cyclops Berserker. You really want to empty out the arena as efficiently as you can before you're forced to kill the Berserker, as I'm doing now. If you end up killing the Berserker and there's still like 2 or more of the God of War 1 Cyclopes alive, then you're going to want to rely on using Magic or Rage of Sparta. If there's only 2 of them left or only 1 of them left, then you're fine. You have enough space to run around and do a repeat of the strategy we just did, where we just run around with the Bow of Apollo, or we do square triangle combos to stun lock them. If you ended up killing the Berserker and there were more than 2 of them around, then that starts getting a little bit dicey, and at that point you want to start using Magic. Or, you know, rage, if you have it. Thankfully, me riding around in the Berserker, I was able to get all but 2, which is perfect. And now with only 1, we can just safely do the stun lock thing until it's ready to die. And hit. And again. And here we go with the QT. And that is the end of our first big battle of the caverns. We're mostly going to be fighting scorpions in here, but in this case, we have some cyclopes too. Here's a brief little cutscene.
Soon I will have my boy with me. I built it. My calculations are complete. They are accurate. There is no question of my loyalty.
Yes, Daedalus is convinced that Zeus will return Icarus to him now that he has built his labyrinth. He has lost his mind. He's also hoping that Icarus will free himself from wherever he is. I don't know if Daedalus actually knows if Icarus ever went to the Island of Creation or not, but he did, and he's not coming back from that. Ever. So, whoops. Another note. Zeus hovering endlessly over his shoulder. It's interesting, again, all of this stuff, all the creation of the labyrinth was done, presumably, immediately post the end of God of War 1, so during Kratos' entire tenure as the God of War, Zeus has been working in secret to get this labyrinth built up with Daedalus. And not even that much in secret. I mean, the other gods seem to know the labyrinth exists, so why wouldn't Kratos know that this thing was being made? Well, while he lived on Olympus. I don't know. That's a weird little plot hole that I just discovered right now as I mumbled and grumbled and blabbered on to myself. It's interesting though. You would think if he sits on the throne as the God of War, he would know what the other gods were doing, presumably. I mean, I know there's a lot of politics and, you know, hidden cloak and dagger stuff going on Olympus all the time, not just in the God of War games, but in Greek mythology in general. But you would think that Kratos would have some idea, especially since, again, a lot of the other gods seem to be aware that this thing exists and was being created. I don't know. At this point, I'm powering up the Boots of Hermes. I don't have to, because I don't plan on ever using them for anything except for the Ariel dodge. But I figured at this point I already had my Blades of Exile leveled up fully, and then Enemy Ancestus leveled up fully, so it was time to focus in on the other stuff. I'm not going to be fully powering up the Claws of Hades until the very end of the game, which means that I'm not going to be showing off all of the souls that you can unleash with the Claws of Hades magic. That means that if you want to see those, you will have to check out the extras video, because I have a link in the extras video that will take you to another video that will show you all the souls that you can unleash with the Claws of Hades. Meantime, though, we have this little contraption here with intense heat. Very nice, very cool, very, very, very cool. I mean, not cool at all, it's hot, but you know what I mean, it's nice. Heading off the right path here. I'm always convinced that there's going to be scorpions down this particular corridor, because there's scorpions coming up in the next corridor, but I'm always convinced that it's this corridor where some scorpions try to ambush you. But it's not. Here's what the scorpions are. The Bow of Apollo is especially effective on them, and it's important to remember that when you get to the upcoming boss fight. Another Head of Helios necessary area. Another. This one's actually my favorite of the Head of Helios areas. I like this not having to stop and go because of enemies. Rather, you just have to very carefully navigate a pathway I like that better than the stop-and-go nature of the enemies. Daedalus here claims that he has lost the Boreas Ice Storm. Boreas is a god that we have been hearing a lot about in previous God of War titles. There was a little mural statue thing of carving of him in God of War 2. We had his we had magic associated with him in Ghost of Sparta. Boreas pops up a lot in name in these games, despite never appearing in person himself. He's the god of the North Wind. He also controls one of the he also seems to be responsible in the God of War universe for one of the for leading the horses on the chariot of Helios. I mean, not anymore, obviously, because they're all dead. But he was. And in this game, we're going to be getting his Boreas Ice Storm, a creation of Daedalus, designed to navigate the labyrinth effectively. Of course, he mentioned that the Scorpion took it, which means the Scorpion has some ice powers associated with it. You would think the Scorpion has some ice powers associated with it, or wind powers associated with it as a result of what Daedalus was saying, but in reality, it doesn't. It's just going to be a normal giant Scorpion with some gimmicks to it that make it annoying, but nothing particularly that screams wind god or ice powers that are or ice powers amplifying it in any way. We're almost there though. Oh boy, I got so nervous when I was recording this. Again, I cannot emphasize enough just how difficult this Scorpion is in Chaos mode. It has one particular attack that it does randomly in Chaos mode, because the Scorpion boss doesn't follow any preset patterns. It just does what it wants when it wants. Because of that, it has one random attack it can do. It is so devastating. It's so difficult to dodge, sometimes impossible to dodge. It is the worst boss in this game, the most difficult boss in this game as a result. I did not like that I was going in there with less than full health. I wanted to go in there with completely full health. I did not like that I was going in there with anything less than a full health bar. But here we go. Let's not dilly-dally any longer. Let's just do this. It's time for Scorpius, or the Scorpion King. Scorpion with a K. The big Scorpion. The big scary Scorpion that hangs out in the caverns. Okay, so phase 0 is not really a phase at all. You're just going to fight a whole bunch of these mini Scorpions. There's a whole bunch of them. It's timed. You don't need to kill a certain amount. Just survive for long enough. You can use the Head of Helios to stun them. Useful for the trophy of stunning a certain amount of these things. You can grab them for an instant kill. You can use your Blades of Exile, Nemean Cistus, whatever you want to get this done. Hopefully you can get enough health from just these grab kills that you can get a full health bar before the giant Scorpion itself shows up to domestic. Okay, it's here. Let's do this. So first of all, QT, do that or you're gonna die. So just do that. Scorpion! Giant Scorpion boss. Oh my goodness, it's so annoying. You have to use the Nemean Cestus. This is a Nemean Cestus boss. You have to use it to destroy the onyx around all of its legs. Scorpion can do a number of things. It can, first of all, waddle away from you. Second of all, it will endlessly breed more mini Scorpions. I think there's a limit to how many it will breed, but I'm not sure exactly what that limit is. It can breed a lot of them. So do crowd control anytime it creates more of the mini Scorpions. Use the Bow of Apollo with the charge the Bow of Apollo attacks to do crowd control of the Scorpions as quickly as possible. Don't stand in one place. Scorpion is very dangerous. It has attacks with its tail, attacks with its claws. Here's his attack with a tail right now, where it just slams down on the side that you're working on destroying the armored legs behind. You can also get a 1,000 hit combo in this boss fight too, but I'll link a video on that. That attack right there, where he just swipes his claw at you, that attack either randomly grabs you to do the QTE from the beginning of the fight, or it just damages you. If it damages you, there's no blocking it. You're screwed. It has a gigantic hitbox. Right here, you're going to see right now. Nowhere near it. It does more than half of your health bar in one attack. Somehow it didn't hit me that time. Again, the weird box for that is wonky and weird. I got super lucky that I didn't die that time. This boss is completely on RNG. It doesn't have a set pattern of things that it does. So if it decides to do that claw attack at you again and again and again, you're just screwed. You're just screwed. Part of the reason why I did this in one try is because I got lucky, and the Scorpion took it easy and didn't do that little claw swipe that many times. Once you destroy 3 of the Onyx leg barrier things, the Scorpion is open to attack. I would recommend doing 1 Army of Sparta to do some crowd control on the Scorpions, and then a couple of combos with the Blades of Exile is enough to get to complete the first half of the Scorpion boss fight. With the Scorpion now at half health, it is going to charge over the side of the box you're on. It doesn't damage you when it charges away, which is good. It's one of the few things that this boss does that takes it easy on you for some reason. More mini Scorpions are going to charge up on the box to try to ambush Kratos. The Scorpion itself is going to appear sometimes only once, sometimes 2 or 3 times, spray some, just yell at you, or spray some air at you or something, and eventually climb back up on the box for Phase 2. Phase 2, he has more attacks. That tail thing he just did, somehow I didn't get hit there again. That tail thing he just did with the ice tail, one of the only things that he does that indicates that he has ice powers, is the thing that he can do from Phase 1. Again, this boss is completely dependent on RNG. He only gets 1 new thing that he does in Phase 2. Everything else that he's been doing in this fight, he can do at any time that he wants, because this fight's completely RNG. The only new thing is, in Phase 2, he will sometimes go over the side of the arena and pop back up in different areas and spawn more Scorpions to try to and spawn more Scorpions to try to ambush Kratos. Be careful. Do crowd control as best you can, if you can. Again, somehow didn't get hit there. It's amazing. Towards the end of the fight, the second half of the fight, you're free to use a little bit of magic, but make sure you have enough to do 1 more Army of Sparta once you destroy three of the legs. At this point, when you get into the QTE, you have so little time to do that first attack of the QTE. I slowed it down to emphasize that particular QTE, you have very little time to react to it. If you don't hit the button that it asks you to hit at that point, the Scorpion is going to regenerate, I believe, all of its legs, all of the Onyx around its legs, and you're going to be forced to have to elongate the fight even more and destroy all the legs in order to get another chance to do the ending QTE. So you have to make sure you don't mess up that QTE. If you do, it's going to regenerate all of its leg armor, and then you're absolutely screwed. This Scorpion is absolutely psychotic in Chaos mode. It does so much damage. I got so extremely lucky with my run here. This boss is absolutely psychotic. It is the biggest obstacle and roadblock and danger in God of War 3. God of War 2 had a few of those, with Theseus being the major early game one, but in terms of God of War 3, the big late game obstacle is this Scorpion boss. This Scorpion boss is absolutely psycho in Chaos mode.
You have found the Boreas Ice Storm. It is the key to unlocking the labyrinth.
I cannot emphasize enough. I had a really good run, but that thing is dangerous. It relies entirely on RNG. You can't really predict what it does. You just have to get used to how it functions and try again and again and again and again and again. Oh man, I hate that boss so much. It's terrible just how much damage it does in Chaos mode. But with the Boreas Ice Storm, we now have every single item in the game, all 10 of the godly possessions, all the Gorgon's Eyes, the Phoenix Feathers, the Minotaur Horns, and the Boreas Ice Storm. Also the Blade of Olympus is counted on this list. And we have it all. We also have enough to upgrade our Nemesis Whip again. I also mentioned that there is a possibility for you to get the 1,000 hit combo in the Scorpion boss. There'll be a video to show you how to do that if you want to get the 1000 hit combo here. If you're going to do that, do it in a lower difficulty. Don't do it in Chaos, because you're going to die a lot in Chaos. I know I got lucky. I did it in one try for the actual recording, but in my practice, I died well over 50 or 70 times to this thing. It's awful. It is a psychotic menace that is going to be the absolute ender of runs in Chaos mode. That thing, that stupid scorpion, is not to be underestimated at all. I promise you, it's not to be underestimated. With it dead, though, we got the Boreas Ice Storm. We got our final item for our item list in God of War 3. So now we can just move on and get to the end of the video. That is the that is going to be the only boss that we encounter for a little while now. The next video doesn't feature any bosses, right? No, it's not. It's just a big old enemy gauntlet next time. Then the video after that, we're going to have a deceptively difficult mini-boss that is also a late-game ender of runs, as we will discuss, but that won't be until Part 11. Part 11 is where we get our next big, annoying endgame menace. It doesn't rival the Scorpion, but it's the next big thing that we're going to be fighting in Episode 11 is going to be its own bag of worms that we'll see, that we'll experience. So similar to the first time we were in the caverns, now we're going to be doing this this whole situation where we're going to be fighting enemies on a moving platform. This time they're not aiming for the chain this time, so that's good and bad. It just means that this time you're not going to have to worry about the chain being destroyed, but now you will need to worry about the fact that everything here is going to be aiming for you. The first wave of this moving platform fight is just one Minotaur and a couple of Onyx shielded advanced soldiers, the soldiers that can't be grabbed. Use the Gorgon. I would recommend you keep that Gorgon alive as long as possible. Keep it alive as long as possible. Let it do the stare. Freeze all the things around you, and kill those other things around you before you deal with the Gorgon. Let the Gorgon be the last thing you actually kill, if you can. Goodbye Minotaur, goodbye Soldier, and now all we have left is the Gorgon itself. And thanks to our fully powered up Nemean Cestus, it should be a cinch, but be careful because it's Chaos mode. Even when things seem easy, they can kill you in like 3 hits, so be careful with that. Once that Gorgon is down, we move on to the final wave of this fight, which is just another Gorgon and, what is it, 3 or 4 of these armored soldiers. I think it's just 3. Nope, it's 4. There it is. There's the 4th one. Popped up right there. Again, same strategy. Keep the Gorgon alive. Let it do the stare. Do the parry to the stare. Destroy everything else that isn't the Gorgon. And then destroy the Gorgon itself. And then you're done. Hooray! With the Gorgon dead, now we can finally move forward. Very simple fight. Not nearly as annoying as the Scorpion, obviously, because I'm not going on about how psycho it is. The Scorpion is psycho. This fight is not psycho. This is just a nice, regular fight. The last fight of the video, actually. ABE, always be exploring. In this case, there isn't anything here, but you never know. So, always, always, always be searching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. We're almost at the end of it right now. I really like God of War 3. I can't wait till we get to the epic finale of it. I wish some of the cut content that was discussed earlier in this series made it into the end of God of War 3, but as it is, the ending of God of War 3 is pretty fantastic. I really like how it ends the saga and gets us gets us excited for what comes in the future of Kratos' story. Don't go to the left just yet. Go back to the right. There's not go back to the right. We won't be able to go back up to the path that we took to get to the Scorpion the first time, but this platform that we raised before, we can now go under it and get these 2 free red orb chests. Hooray! With lots of red orbs. Holy. Enough to upgrade our Nemesis Whip yet again. Only one more upgrade, and that's fully complete, and then we can move on to the Claws of Hades. So at this point, we can use the Boreas Ice Storm here. We can run up here. One of the few times we're going to be using the Boots of Hermes. Again, of all the items, the Boots of Hermes is probably the least useful one that we've got. And now we're going to be encountering the crazy man himself, Daedalus. So enjoy the following cutscene that we're going to get to. First, we have this little note of Zeus demanding. Of Zeus preparing to put Pandora in the labyrinth. Oh boy. We'll get her out though. It's gonna be a whole video, but we will get her out. Here is a Daedalus cutscene.
Who's there? My son! My beautiful Icarus! Ah, good. You have the Ice Storm. The Scorpion must be defeated. The Ice Storm. That is the secret of the labyrinth. To escape it, we must assemble it. Oh, good. You've already started. I've seen the cubes moving into place. Now, once inside, you must use the gift of Boreas. It is the catalyst that drives the labyrinth. You're not... But you... What have you done with my child? My boy! Where is my boy?
Your son is dead, Daedalus.
My boy, my child, no! I took the gift of Hades, the liquid fire, and the ice storm to create the power of the labyrinth. Create the power! The power to create, the power to destroy. The king of the gods has forsaken me. He said that if I built the labyrinth, I would see the return of my son. He said that if I took the liquid fire, oh my boy, oh my child.
Alright, and with that, now it's time for us to enter the labyrinth. We have the Boreas Ice Storm already, so we can go inside the labyrinth already. Before we do, we have one more chest that we can access way back there. So let's go ahead and do that. Couple of more red orb chests as well. Everyone, I hope you've been enjoying this series. I know I have. It's been very, very fun to play this again and record it. And Scorpion boss aside, it's been quite an experience getting to play this game again. Especially post playing 2018 and Ragnarok. It's a nice change of pace to go back to this again. Because I ended up playing this after.
What are you doing?
After God of War 2 and after playing through 2018 and Ragnarok. And so it was fun. But I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Please, don't do it, Spartan.